Hello, my name is Alex Thomas and here is my project pitch for my Year 2 final major project. So first of all, what is my idea? Well, it's simple. I'm going to create a social media campaign to promote my music and to promote any other forms of media content that I produce. I might even consider apparel, I might consider creating a playlist to showcase other artists just like myself who are trying to get a bit of recognition, trying to break that threshold on that milestone for streams, or even just to gain a couple extra followers to build a bigger fan base. Who's my idea for? Ultimately, my idea is for myself, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing it for myself and for other members of the media community that maybe produce music, create content like skits on YouTube or anything else like that. But ultimately, I'm doing this for myself. The main purpose of my idea is to promote, to distribute, to put a brand, to do my own personal branding. The whole MOPTOPMEDIA is my stuff. I know it sounds weird. Like how did you come up with the name MOPTOP? It's so original. Well, in all fairness, quarantine, the haircuts, mop top, and my hair goes curly when it's long, and I'm just going to keep it that way. So it seems fitting, and I'm even doing logo designs. I mentioned apparel. I'm going to have some apparel hopefully edited into this clip. If not, I'm just going to cut this out. Please say I cut this out. The reason why I'm choosing this idea is simply because I want to take that next big step into what I'm doing. This will carry on from this college project here, and I'm going to continue it when I go to uni. The MOPTOPMEDIA brand is not going to be like something that lasts a couple months. This is something that I'm hoping to last maybe even a couple of years, maybe even get quite a big community. So the whole reason why I'm choosing this idea is because I want to do self-branding. I want to develop from just making music, making beats, making a music video to go with the beats. I want to be more. I want to expand my horizons. The platforms that I'm going to be putting my products on, it varies. Ultimately, I'll have my Wix site where this final major project will all be, along with all the other aspects of the final major project. But platforms include Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I've even got SoundCloud going. I'm so many platforms. I am literally getting as much coverage as I can. I'm even going to Reddit. If anyone knows what Reddit is, it's like this. It's just another social media format. But in that, there are groups of other small content creators or other small artists and stuff like that, and you can connect and you can talk, and it's find ways to grow as a community, find ways to grow as a brand. Ultimately, if we're talking about target audience, which I'm assuming that's what this is, my target audience is the public. My target audience is other small content creators. My target audience is everybody that the MOPTOPMEDIA name applies to. What research have I done? Well, I've looked into other social media campaigns, I've looked into other brands that have done the same thing. A lot of my inspiration comes from the Lyrical Lemonade name, because that was originally a blog, and now it's blown up over the years, and it's this huge music video distributing Rap Central. Like, it's crazy, and I've referenced it in so many other topics. And this is my key inspiration, and it's just helped the seed grow into this idea. Honestly, I just can't stress how much that the Lyrical Lemonade blowing up has just influenced me. It just has. In terms of other research, I've also done ways to distribute my music on Spotify, ways to promote myself on social media, what other media platforms would be beneficial for me, what ones wouldn't be. Like, this is all in terms of download ratio to usage to most members. A lot of analytics have gone into this, and my brain cannot process it all at once. What inspired me to tackle this brief? I've already said that in the previous bullet point. Lyrical Lemonade. The founder, Cole Bennett, he had a blog and he wanted to make music videos for local artists. He mostly specialized in rap artists, and he's kept that true even to now because he's worked with so many big names in the rap and hip-hop industry like Juice WRLD, The Kid Laroi, Polo G, Lil Uzi Vert, lots and lots of new up-and-coming artists, relevant artists, some that people may have think he's even worked, I'm pretty sure, with Future and Drake. That was another one. Big names like that, and that has been one of the biggest inspirations for this. Opportunities for primary and secondary research. I can look at stuff that I've done before. What did I do well? What will I need to improve? What would, like, I want to be critical with everything I'm doing. I'm gonna have to do a case study in what I'm doing in terms of the social media, advertising, marketing, trying to how can I reach my target audience successfully? How can I get the most interaction with my page? That is ultimately one of the biggest things that I've had to research, and it's one thing that I'm gonna have to just get in black and white or even in video format, because there is just so much to cover and I want to get it all done now as soon as possible. Here's the big one. What could go wrong? So much. Either I don't get, well, in terms of things, if I don't get a large following throughout this project, that's fine by me. I'm still going to do everything that I've planned to do. I've still planned to release music, to advertise that music, to distribute it, to do social posts, to do even TikToks using the music, you know, because TikTok is one of the biggest social media apps out there, getting the most usage. Most people are on that, and that's a good way to get a good following. But ultimately, what could go wrong? People might not like what I make. People might not interact as in the way that I would like them to, because you can get plenty of likes, you can get plenty of views, but not many people will actually subscribe or follow, and the follow not follow ratio will be imbalanced, because it's just that's just how it is. Another thing that could go wrong is this pandemic that's going on, coronavirus. If we go into another mini lockdown or something like that, I might not be able to get as much content as I want to get. So I'm getting all of my theory week done now ASAP to the best of my ability, so that way then I can go out, get everything that I can to make everything look good, make everything look clean, look crisp, and just go for it. Because that's what this is all about. This is just going for it. So obviously with the practical activities, there is a range of locations, but I've got to stay relatively local to my area. So I'm going to be using as much of Photoshop as I can, so that way then I can spice things up. So if, say for example, I take a picture of myself up against a solid color, I could then Photoshop myself to make myself look in a completely different environment. So a lot of it will be in the local area, sometimes even at home, but I want to try and get out there. I want to try and just get a good visual, you know. I need people to be visually pleased with what they're seeing, and I need to find relevant locations to what I'm doing, the genre of what I'm doing, with, so that way then everything links together. Everyone can see, oh, this guy, he's by some graffiti, so he's quite urban, he's quite with the streets. I'm with the streets in it. What resources will I be using? In terms of editing software, I am going to be using Final Cut Pro and maybe even Adobe Premiere Pro. In terms of music composition, I'm going to be sticking with FL Studio because I've used that for literally years, and I'm still learning tips and tricks now, and it's just crazy. Photoshop is another thing that I'm going to be using. I'll also be using a lot of be using a fair bit of YouTube, because there are tutorials on how to get maximum amount of reach on, for example, your Twitter page or your Instagram page, or just steps you need to take in order to reach your potential fan base, to reach your potential viewers. What help do I need? I'll probably need the assistance of others to essentially go out and do some photo shoots, or even just record some clips for edits potentially. But other than that, this is going to be a lot of self-dedication, and as it's my brand, it's going to be a lot of independent work, and it's actually going to be pretty crazy. How will I measure if my project is successful? Well, that's where the analytics come in. If my profile gets enough interactions, if I get enough of a percentage of people who like it, who view it, stuff like that, that way then I know that it's working. If I'm getting a decent amount of streams on my music that I release, that is another sign that I'm doing good. I'm just going to measure it on views, interactions, and the level of audiences that I am reaching. So, in a nutshell, I'm going to be making a social media campaign for my own branding, to promote my media accounts, so that way then I can have a small community of followers who like my music, who like my content that I create, because I don't want to limit myself to music. I've never wanted to just limit myself to one thing. I want to be as broad with I want to be as diverse with my content as I can, and it's just going to be a lot of self-work, a lot of self-dedication, and I'm just extremely gassed for it. Like, if you don't know what gas means, it means excited. I'm really excited. I'm really happy. I've got so many people around me who are fully supporting it and fully encouraging me to actually go and do it. And it doesn't feel like a college project half the time, because this is something I do in my spare time. This is something that I want. So, thank you for watching. Let's go!